Hello everyone, my name is El Parnaso, and for today's video I'm going to share my experience at yesterday's locals. I play in Carloncho store because I think it's a very competitive store if you want to understand Peru's meta for a regional tournament or a YCS heading up to Lima, for example. In my case, it's because there's a regional in 2 weeks. So for example, you see this hand? This guy is a regional champion, a national champion, and a continental champion. He actually beat me in the semifinals of that continental championship. This guy has multiple YCS tops. So, you see, it's a good store. So, just one thing, I was playing pure Yami, so everything else I think is correct. So, luckily for me, as you saw in the picture of the thumbnail, I won. So I wanted to share my experience with some tech choices. First, Gamma, amazing card. I think I drew driver twice, but whenever I draw the Gamma was amazing. I've been summoning Lambda more in just 2 weeks, in the last 2 weeks, than I've been summoning cards like Typhoon for the last 3-4 months. So I'm very glad with Lambda. I haven't used Omega at any point, so maybe I will cut it because it's kind of a fantasy to have a scenario when you want to actually summon, or when you can take the luxury of summoning the Omega. So at that point, maybe I will cut it. Maybe I will put even the Typhoon back for him. I don't know. Let me see. The deltas, I'm still thinking about the deltas because technically they can interact like a Domino's Impulse with a lot of the, for example, Mitsurugi cards and other spells for in the format that Dominus Impulse want to negate. So just it should be a good card, but whenever I drew it, I lost actually. So, and whenever I drew Gamma, I win. So I think maybe I will cut the Delta, but definitely I think I will keep the Gamma package with the Gamma. That's for sure. And I really suggest it. It's been amazing for me. And that's the, like, for example, when I was facing this guy, this hand right here, he was playing Yamimitsu, and I could go first, leaving the something that my end board with the Lambda, because I drew the Gamma. And because Gamma is not once per turn, I could attempt to negate and destroy the Hawakiri, which is very important because a lot of the Mitsurugi players now are using cards like the Mirror. So, and ever since the beginning, one of the most important advantages of Habakiri is that you can still find a lot of uses for it after they negate the effect with Ash, or they Ash the Sagi. Because it's still a level 8, it's still a ritual monster that you can tribute for your ritual spells, if you draw them. And if you tribute it, it can add any other card of your engine. So having Hawakiri in your hand after your opponent interact with their first effect is really useful for whatever Mitsurugi version people are playing. So having the luxury of Gamma popping it is really good. Almost kind of forcing my opponent to use its Ash Blossom to negate the Gamma. But because Gamma is not once per turn, after that, when they attempt to make Sagi, I could Gamma again, and it was done for it. So Gamma, amazing card. And my favorite sample for today will be the title of the video, because I was facing a Malice player in round 4 in the finals. And give me just one moment, I'm gonna leave you the field that I left. Okay, so this was my end board, and this obviously is the set trap. I think this was all my monsters because I started with this and Cookie. So my opponent starts with 6 cards in hand, and in the draw phase, he starts with Super Poly. He discards Dominus Impulse, which makes me think that he has another one, and he takes these 2. Now, because both of them are lights, but this is Fairy and the other one Psychic, he summoned the Mood Dragon. Now, a lot of people had a lot of problems with this card because technically it don't allow your Yami interactions to resolve anymore because you can target, right? However, you need to remember that this first only work on monsters. Therefore, you can still pop the continuous spells, the field spells, or something like that, right? With the Akruki, I mean. Also, you can still draw for Kupsi, and therefore you can still draw a hand trap. And a lot of your hand traps don't target. The only one is impermanence. So you still have a lot of ways to still be playing the game because the Mood Dragon is not an engine card for them. So you're good in that regard. And if they don't play the game with their engine in your turn, you can just attack it because it don't do anything else. So I'm just chilling here, and then he he activate a second super poly. I can remember now what he discarded. So I'm naked now because he summoned the Garuda. However, he has only 2 cards in hand at this point. And because of the way I build my deck, I have a lot of hand traps and the surprise. Well, sadly, the surprise will be it, but the Dominus Impulse. So I just don't have it. And now he only has 1 card though, right? I'm trying, in the best case scenario, I'm trying to, oh, I'm sorry, I remember, I something very important to add. My third card was Obedience School. This is very important because you will say that I will start with the Obedience, right? Now, I think that's very, very, very incorrect. If you have any yummy name with any normal summon and an Ash, or 2 yummy names, or a Sky Striker card with the yummy name, you should rather start with that and save the Obedience for turn 3 or 4. Maybe I'm gonna make a video about it later this week. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. So the thing is that this is my third card. So I'm chilling because I know I have 2 different ways of follow up. I have the Almirage in my extra deck, so any normal summon becomes follow up and my whole engine. And I have the Obedience School for a possible third Dominus Impulse, right? So the last card in his hand was the Field Spell. He banished a Malice name, and I obviously gamma it. So now he don't even have way to make damage this turn. So at this point, he tried to make the Lizard, the Link 2, to try to make the Garuda effect. And because he haven't normal summon yet, I don't want to risk any possible draws. And at least I want to force him to lose the Link 2 monster if he wants to have any kind of draw, right? So I Ash the Garuda. He made the effect, the Lizardo effect. He draw 1 card. He draw 1 card. It's not a useful card, I think. So I draw something, right? And with the Obedience, I won the game. I think I draw a normal summon, so if he Ash it or Impulse it, I won the game regardless. So as you can see, the pure Yummy deck can still play around not 1, but 2 Super Polis going second if you build your deck in such a way to try to respect those possible scenarios. Imagine that my Gamma and my Ash were droplets or chalices or dark rulers or Raigekis. I will obviously lose, right? So I think the hand trap approach for the pure version is still the best approach. So if you like this video and if you want more local reports or things like that, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know. Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow.